The first question, okay. Have you seen the year? I have given 2 years. The same question was asked in 1998 and the same without any change, cut copy they asked in 2012 also. Okay. Use elimination method and answer this question. You should use elimination method now. Why? It's a 4 statement question. Now the price of any currency in international market is decided by, its first statement is correct? World Bank, is it correct? Is World Bank determines the price of any currency in international market? No, it is the market forces. Market forces of demand and supply determines the price of any currency in international market. So first statement is wrong. If first is wrong, which all choices you can eliminate? A and D, because A is having 1, D is having 1. Now before reading the second, now you have to apply your mind. Before reading other statement, now see the other choices. B is having 2 and 3. C is having 3 and 4. From this, what you can derive? 3 is correct. So don't put your brain on whether 3 is correct or not. Don't put your brain on, because already 3 is correct. Now you know that either 2 is correct or 4 is correct. It can't be both. So which will be the best chance? 2 or 4? You tell me. It is 2 only. So all your if you have doubt on the third statement, that is over now. Otherwise what will happen is that you will waste your time on reading third statement again and again and again and again, and you will not attempt it. So that's the advantage of elimination method. You eliminate it and use all these tricks, then only your score will touch 125 above. So answer will comes as B, Bombay. Now before answering the second question, comes to the third question. This is a very, very, very important question. So it is an assertion reasoning question. Don't answer in assertion and reasoning. Try to answer whether, tell me that first statement is correct or not. Devaluation of a currency. You know what is devaluation, right? It's saying that devaluation of a currency may promote export. May promote export. Devaluation of a currency may promote export. Okay, we will understand since this term is very important. Okay, I'll give you an example and then you tell me is it correct or not. Okay, what is devaluation? Deliberate reduction. If it is not, if it is market reduction, it is depreciation. Deliberately, central bank, now take this, okay, $1, if presently imagine that, okay, if it is $1 is 60 rupees, it is the present, imagine it is the present rate. Now what RBI is doing, RBI deliberately reducing it to 70 rupees, deliberately, the value, is it devaluation? It is devaluation. Now take this US market. This is US market. Now our competitor India is competing with Bangladesh for a particular product. So there are exporters from India and Bangladesh exporting to US. Earlier at this price, exporters was having a profit, but the margin was lesser. But now they are getting a huge profit margin. Now what these exporters from India will do now? They will tell the importers in US that we are ready to decrease the price. You getting the point? So in that context, what will happen is that the US market, these importer, instead of importing from Bangladesh, they will order more from, they will cancel from Bangladesh and they will ask for more orders. And this fellow is benefiting. See, in reality, by lessening the price also, he is getting a profit of what he used to get it for 65. So don't think, see, what I am trying to say is, the question is that whether devaluation may promote export of a country. That is the question. It will increase. It will increase because actually that's the reason why when a country devalue, This is what is called as, now I am going to explain another thing, what is called as currency war. See, war is not always about like what we had seen in the two countries attacking each other. There are different forms of war is there. And one form of war is in the form of currency war. Currency war is it's mainly because of devaluation. Now what Bangladesh will do? Bangladesh will also devalue its currency. Then other countries also will devalue. Who is benefiting? Country like US is benefiting. But US, then what happened is that when every country devalue, all export items will be dumping to US. US is having a free float regime. They cannot devalue. The industries in US get affected. Because more imports coming means the domestic production, there is a cheap products is coming to US. US industries is affected. Then that's why Trump is crying, or Trump is telling that, okay, US is having a huge current account deficit. US is telling that it's mainly because of China. Now what US have done? US have increased the import duty for certain items, especially for steel and aluminium, from China and many other countries, including India. And this is what is called as trade war. Trade war started. What is trade war? Country will increase the import duty. What is currency war? So trade war is mainly influenced by currency war. What is currency war? Competitive devaluation. Competitive devaluation. Okay, link it everything. All these things will come. So devaluation will result in why countries go for devaluation. When they feel that the BOP or current account or trade account is in deficit, to promote export, normally countries go for devaluation. Now keep this in mind. If you shift from to a free float regime, you can't devalue. That's why China have not fully changed to a free float regime. China said that, okay, plus or minus 2%. After that we will do whatever we like. That point of time the currency can move. So what China have done now? China, when US have restricted this, when the US government increased the import duty on Chinese products, in order to counter that, China have devalued its currency. So the effect is same. So the rise in import duty is countered by devaluing its own currency. That's even mentioned in your material also. When you read the material, you can see that in tandem with the yuan, page number 6, in that it is said that China has been depreciating its currency. See, now why in China it is called depreciating instead of devaluation? Because China shifted to, but it is deliberating, allowing its currency to depreciate to offset the effect of duties. Here the duties is import duties imposed by the US. So just have an idea, this concept is very, very important. So devaluation will normally it will promote the exports of a country. So exporters are happy with devaluation. What about importers? They will cry. Exporters, earlier if they were getting 60 rupees, now they are getting 70 rupees. Now what about importers? Earlier they used to pay only 60 rupees, now they are paying 70. So exports are good for a country. Depreciation or devaluation is good for a country's exports. At the same time, it is not good for. So presently, rupee has fallen to 69. Exporters are only exporters are happy, but the importers are happy. So not only importers, the government is also worried about this because of crude oil. So we need to balance it. So here comes the role of RBI intervening and stabilizing the rupee has to be stable. So what is the stable rate of rupee? That you should not, it's now 69, it's a very lower. It should be somewhere near 65 to 66. So that is what RBI is trying to do. But if RBI try to deliberately intervene and sell, this forex reserve will deplete. That is also a concern for us. So RBI will only go for a minor intervention. It will not go for a major intervention. Because our forex reserve have accumulated not because of current account. It's because of capital flows only. We discussed in the last class. So first statement is, so devaluation of, don't by heart it, understand it. That's why I explained it. Devaluation of a currency may promote export is a current statement. Reason, the price of the country's products in the international market may fall due to devaluation. That's the correct statement. Both statements are correct. I explained with this figure. Okay. Now comes to the second question. Second question actually, it is what you can say that it was one of the, there was a mistake from the UPSC examiner point of view. But we have to choose the right answer. Okay, actually this interpretation of this question is very difficult, but we can answer this question provided you follow the elimination method. Okay. Now 3 statement is being given. So basically if there is 3 statement, what we have to do? We have to go for elimination method. Now what we consider the following action which the government can take, 1, 2, 3. Which of the above action or actions can help in reducing the current account deficit? Okay, which of the, so you know what is current account, deficit. They are asking for which actions help in reducing the current account deficit. So current account deficit, if you want to reduce current account deficit, what you need to do? You have to, trade account is there, then invisible account is there. So basically exports and imports. So if you want to reduce the deficit, what you have to do? You have to increase the exports. Okay, and reduce the, if it is possible, reduce the imports. Now read the first question. Devaluing the domestic currency. If the government devalue the domestic currency, what will happen to the exports? Exports will increase. If export increase, it will help in reducing the current account deficit. First statement is correct? First statement is correct. So you can eliminate. So you eliminated. Which statement you will eliminate? Choice you will eliminate? You have eliminated B and C. Okay, now what is left? A or D. Okay, now answer has to be 1 and 2 or D 1 and 3. Now read the second statement. Reduction in the export subsidy. With the reduction in the export subsidy, what will happen to the exports? Export will increase or decrease? Export will decrease. Now what is subsidy? Subsidy is given by the government to the exporters. So with the government export subsidy only, the exporters is able to sell the products in a cheaper manner. So that is being withdrawn. If the export subsidy is being withdrawn, the export becomes cheap, price will increase. So exporters will lose a important advantage. So reduction in export subsidy results in means it is not reducing, rather it will increase because exports will come down. So second answer is should not be there in your answer. So answer will come as 1 and 3. Now there is a problem is here. The problem here is, read the third statement. Answer is 1 and 3. Answer, no doubt it is 1 and 3. We got it by elimination method. Now some student will have doubt that, read the third statement properly. Attracting suitable policies which attract greater FDI and more funds from FII. FDI and FII is not current account. They are capital account. So that's the reason why you will have a confusion. Now what happened is that it was not the word, actually it was the interpretation of the word. It was not reducing. It should have mentioned the word bridging. Because this was used, the same statement came in that year economic survey. But there economic survey done it correctly. In order to reduce the current, now what we are doing now in relation to, we have current account deficit, right? We are having current account deficit. How our current account deficit is being managed? Through capital account. So we have managed or we have bridged the current account deficit through capital account inflow. So actually instead of using the word reducing the current account deficit, they should have used the word how you can bridge the current account deficit. And in that sense, 1 and 3. See, second is absolutely wrong. Second can't be the answer. 2 can't be the answer. At whatever context, 2 can't be the answer. So if 1 only could have been there, we could have answered that it answer as 1 only. But since in the choice it is 1 only is not there, you have to read it and understand it. This is actually practically what the examiner is the meaning of the term given by the examiner. He was interpreting in this way that I was meaning that it was to bridge the current account deficit. This is actually reality. This is how we are managing the current account deficit. We promote export, we discourage import, and the deficit in the current account is managed by the capital account inflows, and that's why we are having BOP surplus. Okay, so please note down what will happen after 2 months. You will again ask me, sir, why this third statement is right? So this has happened. That's why I'm telling you that now in the class I will explain everything. Then after 2 months or 3 months you will ask the same question. So note down why this is so. So you can, it's the interpretative meaning of this word reduce. It has to be bridging the current account deficit. Then you could have managed it and you could have answered it. Anyway, second statement is absolutely wrong. Absolute wrong statement. So 2 can't be the answer. So you have to go for the right choice. But again, the question is that consider the following actions. See, import will get, see, in the case of India, import will get affected. That is no doubt. But the question is in relation to what the government can do. Normally, the actions taken by the government, okay. In the case, imagine that, okay, when import becomes costlier, why in India's case, see, India is an ideal case. Normally when import becomes costlier, what the importers will do? Okay, normally it's not only, see, devaluating the currency is not only to promote export, it will discourage import. Now why in India we are not able to discourage import? Because only in oil we have this problem. Oil, we can't do anything. Now the oil consumption will come down if the prices is, again you think about your, the usage of, your usage have come down. See, because the purchasing power is there, you have set a limit for your petrol and diesel that is crossing, so you will keep it under control. So normally it is like this, when the prices are higher, that country will import lesser. But India, how to import mainly, we are not producing, we are only producing 1/3 of our oil. Okay, so normally this is the step taken by almost all the country to address current account deficit, that they will, in order to promote export and to discourage import, they will devalue the currency. So in that way you have to interpret it. Okay.